When you start to say something in your native language, in what part of your mouth do you feel an impulse? What part of your mouth jumps? I want you to pause the video, say a couple of sentences in your native language, and focus on which part of your mouth you feel a strong muscle reflex in. In a lot of languages, the impulse is found in the lips and in the front of the face. But in American accents, that part of the face tends to be very relaxed. We don't feel a strong impulse there when we start speaking. According to David Alan Stern, who works with actors and helps them acquire new accents, we have that muscularity, that impulse in the middle of our tongues. So we experience a strong impulse, a jump in the middle of our tongues as we're speaking, and particularly on the vowels. If that sounds really vague and difficult to understand, don't worry, because I'm going to show you. I want you to watch what my tongue does on these vowels. Ah, hot, coffee, ah, cat, hat, I, time, mine, ow, how, wow. Do you see that imprint in the middle of my tongue where it's dipping down? Ah. Right there, my muscle is very clearly activated. Now, if you're looking to have clearer speech in American English, or you specifically want an American accent, there are two important things to note here. First of all, you don't see that tongue shape in a lot of other languages because that is not the muscle that is really activating as people speak. So your tongue might be more like this, kind of very flat all the way across, rather than like this as you're speaking. But to get a really clear or native sounding pronunciation, you would need to have that muscularity because it's something that really characterizes our vowels and makes them sound the way that they do. The second thing is that this impulse, this jump in your tongue, is especially important for vowels that are pronounced lower in the mouth. For example, what's the difference between as in bed and as in bad? Well, first of all, there's a stronger downward jump in the middle of my tongue on bad because it's pronounced lower in my mouth. So I'm not just opening my jaw, my tongue, specifically that muscle in the middle of my tongue, is jumping down. And that's how I am getting such a full, rich sound there. Bed, bad, bed, bad, bad. I feel that really fast, quick, strong downward impulse in the middle of my tongue, much stronger on bad, because we are going all the way down. Buddy, body, body, buddy, body. If you never get that strong feeling in your tongue where it jumps down on the low vowels, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to differentiate between words that are really similar, like those words, but just differ depending on how low you bring your tongue. Okay, now that we've seen some examples with words, let's see how that carries over to sentences and real conversations. We just need to adapt to the situation. Or we just need to adapt to the situation. Some people have that really strong downward impulse in their tongues, but don't open up as much on the outside. I've talked about this in another video, but I usually recommend that my clients do open up a little bit more on the outside as well because it helps them get the sounds better. It helps them use a bigger space for all their sounds instead of staying in one sort of articulation area that's a little smaller and a little more limited. However, whether you open up a lot on the outside or not, you need to have that strong downward pull in the middle of your tongue where it goes all the way down for real and doesn't stay in the middle of your mouth on low vowels that should be pronounced down here. And yeah, it's important for getting a native sounding accent, but it's also very important for clarity that you really are using the full space and your tongue really is going all the way down when it needs to for those lower vowels. Absolutely. So let's do that sentence again. We need to just adapt to the situation. You don't want it to be a gradual move down. You want to jump. You want to feel an impulse, a very strong downward pull in your tongue. We just need to adapt to the situation. Adapt. The middle of your tongue wants to go forward and really strong down, really quickly, really instantly adapt to the situation. We just need to adapt to the situation. Go all the way down. Big, strong impulse, big jump. I already thought about it. I already thought about it. Thought about it. Make sure your tongue jumps down. I already thought about it. We just need to take action. Action. See how rapid it is? And it's definitely an impulse, a very strong impulse there. Action. We just need to take action. We've seen a massive increase in sales. We really need to get back on track. I have a problem. I'm constantly doing that. It's about time. I'm really passionate about it. I promise we'll find a solution to your problem. Do you see that jump? As you're speaking, your tongue is likely going to prefer hanging out a little bit more in the middle and not jumping down so instantly and strongly and intensely like that. But making an effort to develop that muscle and that type of impulse in your tongue is going to really, really help you in terms of clarity, and it's going to help you get a more native-like accent if that is what you want to do. So really go all the way on those low vowels, all the way with your tongue. And maybe even practice in front of a mirror and see if you can see that little indent in the middle of your tongue. And where would you not want to feel that impulse as you're speaking? Well, since you're going to be feeling it more in the middle of your tongue, you're going to want to feel it less in this area, in the front of your face, in your lips. You're not going to feel as much of an impulse. If you'd like to know more about that topic, I have a video on it, which you can watch by visiting the link in the description down below. And if you're currently working on your American accent or making your speech sound clearer in English, and you'd like to work with me one-on-one and get some feedback, you can schedule a session with me also at a link in the description down below. And that's it for today. Ciao!